The Wuhan Open just turned women's tennis upside down. Coco Gauff walks away with the title. Crown slips. Sabalina looks lost. And somehow Pegula and Polini are suddenly stealing all the spotlight. This isn't just a shake-up. It's a full-blown tennis earthquake. So, is this the start of a new WTA order, or just chaos with good lighting? Alright, let's be honest. Nobody expected the Wuhan Open to look like this. By the time the semi-finals hit, the top seeds were dropping like flies. The crowd was losing it. And Coco Gauff was quietly walking through the chaos like she already knew how the story ended. And the story ended with her holding the trophy.
I'd like to congratulate Jess on an incredible tournament. You were playing a lot of three-setters, you're a three-set queen, so I was determined not to let you get there today because I felt like the odds would be in your favor on the third set. But no, when I came on tour, you were one of the first people to be nice to me and welcome me with open arms, and that really goes a long way and still goes a long way, so I appreciate you. And it's great to finally play in a final against you, and I hope for many more. So congratulations and thank you. It's an honor to share the court with you.
Gauff didn't just win Wuhan, she dominated it. She outplayed, outworked and outlasted everyone in her path. While was struggling to find her rhythm and Sabalina was breaking rackets instead of serves, Coco was laser-focused. The kid who once got called a future star has officially stopped waiting for the future. She is the present. Her movement was flawless. Her backhand was pure timing and her mental calm ice-cold. It's like she downloaded the patience of Federer overnight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's, the surface I think I'm most true to. Obviously growing up, I just like the sureness of bounces and the sureness of knowing when I'm going to stop and when I'm going to go. So I think it's special, and also being an American is, I feel like that's our surface. And then a lot of people think it's clay. So I don't know, the favorite surface debate, I feel like it's still going to be hardcourt for me. But yeah, I didn't know that was a stat. So I'll try not to think about it if I'm in another hardcourt final to keep that record going.
And the best part, she made it look easy. But let's not kid ourselves. The Wuhan Open wasn't just about Gauff's dominance. It was about chaos everywhere else. Gone early. Sabalenka emotionally shaken. Pegula playing like a chess grandmaster. Paolini turning heads like she's been secretly watching film of every top 10 player for homework. The WTA rankings got scrambled like breakfast eggs. Let's break it down because every single story in this tournament deserves its own spotlight. First up, Coco Gauff. Gauff came into Wuhan with something to prove. People had been saying her US Open run was a moment, not a movement. But this win shuts all that down. She didn't sneak by. She crushed. She beat names that used to intimidate her. She kept her composure in long rallies that would have broken her 2 years ago. Every time a match got tight, she played smarter, not harder. And that's when you know a player's leveling up. At 21, she's no longer the young gun. She's the benchmark for what young players should look like. Athletic, calm, and unbothered by noise. And her reaction after winning, classic Gauff, simple, humble, and confident. No over-the-top celebration, no drama, just that I told you so look without actually saying it. Now, on the other side of the draw, Iganti looked off. She started strong, but somewhere around the quarterfinals, her game turned into a guessing game. Her famous forehand inconsistent. Her first serve missing in action. The woman who used to control every point suddenly looked rushed. And to make things worse, her opponent didn't even need to play perfect tennis. Shook just beat herself. Fans online started calling it the Wuhan wobble. And honestly, it fits. It's not the first time she's had a random off week, but this one stung more because everyone expected her to bounce back from her earlier loss in Seoul. Instead, she looked tired, like mentally checked out tired. Now, to her credit, Swiatek is still the queen of consistency overall. Nobody grinds like her. But in Wuhan, Her aura cracked just enough to let players believe they could beat her. And that's dangerous because once players stop fearing you, you're no longer unbeatable. You're just another tough opponent. Then there's Aryna Sabalenka. Oh boy. Sabalenka's week was a mix of fireworks and frustration. Her power was still there. That forehand still sounds like thunder, but emotionally she was all over the place. One minute she's fist-pumping like a champion, the next she's muttering to her box and smashing balls into the stands. And look, everyone loves passion, but there's a fine line between fired up and fried out. Sabalenka crossed it a few times this week. Her semi-final loss wasn't about skill. It was about control. She lost focus in key points, gave away easy breaks, and started playing reactive tennis. You could see it in her face. She wasn't losing to her opponent. She was losing to her own frustration. That's been her curse all season. She's strong enough to beat anyone, but when the rhythm breaks, her temper takes over. And that's why even after such a powerful year, she still hasn't locked down the #1 ranking comfortably. Then out of nowhere, Jessica Pegula showed up with her usual quiet destruction mode. Pegula doesn't scream, doesn't throw tantrums, doesn't flex. She just dissects point by point. Calm, measured, precise. Her Wuhan run was textbook Pegula. Solid serves, smart returns, and the ability to make her opponents look like they were running uphill. She's the definition of consistency. And that's why she's creeping closer to the top again. And can we talk about Jasmine Paolini for a second? Because wow, a year ago, she was barely cracking the top 30. Now she's beating top seeds, rallying the crowd, and playing with the confidence of someone who just figured out she belongs here. Paolini's Wuhan campaign was fearless. She didn't care about rankings, names, or past results. She just showed up and went toe-to-toe with everyone, including players who used to wipe her off the court. Her timing was sharp, her footwork smooth, and her fight unmatched. You could literally see her learning match by match, adjusting, improving, and believing more every round. And that's what fans love, players who rise, not because of hype, but because of hustle. Meanwhile, behind all this, the rest of the field quietly got shaken up. Marta Kostak is creeping up again. Emma Raducanu's comeback is actually looking real this time. Leylah Fernandez is back to fighting like her 2021 self. And Victoria Mbako, yeah, she's only 19 and already scaring veterans. The future of women's tennis is looking wild in the best way. But back to the top because this week, Coco Gauff made one thing clear. The power balance is shifting. For the first time in years, there isn't one dominant name running the WTA. We've got Gal, Swiatek, Sabalenka, Rybakina, Pegula, and even outsiders like Paolini and Navarro all mixing it up. It's like the ranking boards playing musical chairs. And no one knows who will be holding the top spot when the music stops. But that's also what makes it so fun, because for years, fans complained that the WTA was too unpredictable. Now, that unpredictability is what's keeping it alive. Every match feels fresh. Every tournament feels open. And every player feels like they've got a shot. And that's where the Wuhan Open hit differently. It wasn't just another tournament. It was proof that this generation isn't waiting their turn anymore. They're taking it. Gauff took her title. Pegula took her momentum. Paolini took her respect. And well, she took a much-needed reality check. But don't expect Iga to stay quiet for long. If history tells us anything, she'll come back swinging harder than ever, probably in the next tournament, ready to remind everyone why she's still the queen of clay and the biggest threat on hard courts. The same goes for Sabalenka. When she cools off emotionally, she's deadly. When she doesn't, well, we get Wuhan. And honestly, that's the beauty of this chaos. Every week, someone new gets their moment. So, as Coco Gauff lifts the trophy in Wuhan, the message is clear. There's no such thing as guaranteed dominance in women's tennis anymore. Everyone's beatable. Everyone's rising. And right now, Coco's leading the pack, but the pack's closer than ever. So, let's talk about what this win actually means for Coco Gauff. Because it's more than just a trophy. It's a statement. She's no longer the future of tennis. She is tennis right now. She's beating players who used to treat her like a rookie and making them look slow. And the best part, she's doing it her way. Calm, confident, and zero drama. That's rare on tour.
Two more things I have to say. I would like to thank my family back at home watching, my mom and my dad, grandparents, my brothers, and everyone that I love, my boyfriend, all those who keep me sane on and off the court. And I really appreciate you guys. And even though you're afar, your support is felt. And also, I have a huge thank you to all the Chinese fans and all the fans that have been supporting me here and also in Beijing. You guys have been like beyond my expectations. I literally had to bring an extra suitcase back home because of all the gifts that I received. So I just want to say thank you all so much, all the love, the support, and everyone that makes me feel so welcomed in China, especially so far away from home. And I think that's why I have good results here, because of the good energy.
Her interviews after Wuhan were mature and focused. She talked about process, not hype. About footwork, not fame. It's that level-headed attitude that separates her from the rest. Gauff's growth isn't just physical. It's mental. She's playing with the control of someone who's been through every type of match, blowouts, comebacks, tiebreak wars, and learned from all of them.
Yeah, I think this week has been so fast, honestly, getting used to playing 2 week 1000, so it went by like pretty quick. But no, like you said, winning in almost every match in straight sets is, I don't know if I've done that before on a title run, so it's pretty special. And to be like here after losing in the semifinals last year in the way that I did, it means a lot to be here holding the trophy today.
And that's why this Wuhan title hits different. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chaos. It was mastery. Now, let's move on to the bigger picture, because this tournament might have just changed how the WTA looks for the rest of 2025. Swiatek's fall showed something important. The gap between her and everyone else is gone. Last year, she looked untouchable. This year, she looks human. That's good for the game. It makes every tournament unpredictable. But for Swiatek, it's a reminder that everyone's studying her game now. Players are figuring out how to break.